Hello and welcome to the news tonight. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold and we'll be joined by Elizabeth Nakakoni later on the sign language. In tonight's top story, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has highly commended the large group of companies for coming to invest in Uganda, describing the move as an eye-opener, not only to the people of Luwero district in particular, but also those in Uganda in general, in the area of wealth creation. The president was commissioning the SR Afro Chicks and Breeders Limited factory in Yandwe village, Butuntumula sub-county in central Uganda's Luwero district. The factory that is sitting on a 200-acre piece of land employs over 1,000 Ugandan youth and produces 1 million eggs a day. They also make other products like animal and chicken feeds, breeder flares and broilers, among many other products. The group supplies their products to local and external markets. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni congratulated the proprietors of Bilaji Group and asked them to also look into other products that are made from eggs like proteins for export.
Kati ekigambo kyetuliko bye bigambo bibiri: okwebaka n'okuzukuka. Kubanga wano mu Africa okwebaka kwayitirira dda. Abantu beebaka ne watabawo abazukusa. Kati abantu bano bavudde eri gye baava ne bagamba nti wano mu yika zino eziri wano yika nga 100 buli mwaka bajjamu obuwumbi bwa ssente 85 yika zino. So nga Yandwe ebadde wano emyaka gyonna. Kati awo tugambe tutya?
I was thanking you for two things. First of all, to invest, and you produce animal feeds, you produce eggs, 1 million per day, you produce 1-day chicks, you produce biscuits, you produce distillery. So I was thanking you for that investment and encouraging you. And I would like to encourage you to also look at the products from eggs. Because eggs, you can get some products from eggs. Not only sell raw eggs, but some proteins and so on. And mix them with other things so that you can export to distant markets like the United States market.
Your Excellency, we have been able to succeed because of your excellent leadership, peace and security in the country, which has embraced the inflow of investors, hence promoting industrialization in Uganda. This has inspired our decision to continuously expand our business in Uganda, and we are looking forward to doing more, as we have mentioned earlier.
In more news, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has vowed to expeditiously deal with corrupt public servants who he says deny the country investment opportunities. Museveni decries investor frustration by corrupt individuals whose days he says are numbered in the public service of Uganda. He was speaking during the opening of Uganda's first ICT manufacturing factory, lauding China for extending solidarity to Africa.
About 4 months ago, what defined the outlook of this facility was an artistic impression of what the phone and computer assembling plant would look like. The appearance of this structure started with a groundbreaking ceremony on the 4th of July 2019, climaxing into a host of busy people inside. Assembling and packaging of mobile phones is what now takes place here.
The materials come in spare parts from China and Ethiopia. So we organize them and arrange them from here. We assemble, then the product comes out a complete mobile phone.
It is a culmination of a memorandum of understanding between Engo Holdings, National Information Technology Authority Uganda, and Uganda Investment Authority.
What we are doing today, launching this factory, which is starting to manufacture phones, smartphones, laptops, so that devices become cheaper for Ugandans, so that we increase the internet penetration in the country. It's important that these devices are cheaper so that people can afford. That will increase our internet penetration and therefore improve our GDP.
ICT industry in the world for every country is very, very important. Yeah, because you know, before we don't have any phone. Later we have feature phone. Now we switch on to the smartphone, right? Because everybody use application. So smart life already come.
This landmark, however, would not have been possible without the backing of the Mother Ministry for Investment. The ministry's portfolio holder, Evelyn Anita, is optimistic in the country's capacity to substitute importation of phones.
According to Uganda Revenue Authority, Uganda has been importing 22 million handsets of phones from China and 12.5 million from Itel and Nokia, Samsung, from 7.2 million from Apple, a total of 125 billion Ugandans have been spending on purchasing mobile phones from outside Uganda in different parts of the country. What does that mean for us that we're here today? That only means that our import bill is going to go down.
Investments such as this are what President Yoweri Museveni has always associated with for not just Uganda, but Africa's development. This is the reason he has hailed China for extending solidarity to Africa.
Since 1949, when the Communist Party came to power in China, they started working with Africa. First of all, in the fight against colonialism. However, more recently, in the area of the economy. They are very serious people, very serious partners. First of all, they understand the importance of infrastructure.
He is, however, not impressed by corrupt public servants whom he says frustrate investors to the disadvantage of the country and the continent.
We are going to solve the problem of the cost of money for factories by capitalizing UDB. The money for factories will be cheap, and also for hotels. But the big cost is corruption by the public servants. And I'm telling you, I'm going to crush corruption. If you are corrupt, you are an endangered species. You must not take anything from anybody which is not due to you.
Simi Mobile is the first phone and computer assembling and manufacturing factory in Uganda, employing about 100 people, targeting Ugandan and outside market. Operations are expected to start with 100,000 gadgets per month, with a target of 1 million computers annually. Henry Okurut, UBC.
Well, a big one for Uganda right there now that we start to manufacture phones. Now, in other news, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has commended two American investors, Mr. Glenn Camp, the co-chairman and co-CEO of Sustainable Communities Holdings, and Austin McDonald, the president of Genezen Energy. Glenn Camp for creating jobs and engaging in environmentally friendly projects for the ordinary Ugandans. The president met the two investors at his country home in Chisozi, Gomba district. The Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, attended the meeting. Pastor Jane Frances Cheptegei accompanied the investors from California, USA. Sustainable Community Holdings are setting up a factory in Budaka to manufacture building panels from agricultural waste products like rice straws, while Genezen Energy have been given 50 acres of land by Iki sub-county in Budaka to set up a factory to manufacture solar panels and recyclable LED silicate solar batteries, which are safer than lithium batteries. The president said that the project, once it kicks off, will benefit both government and lower-tier workers and ordinary Ugandans to access quality housing. In more news, the Directorate of Education Standards has rolled out the improved secondary inspection methodology aimed at creating a cycle of school improvement. The Ministry of Education the Ministry of Education says that it will improve the quality of teaching and learner achievements in public and private schools in Uganda. General Museveni officiated the launch that comes at a time when her ministry is grappling with issues such as teacher-student absenteeism in schools. Let's take a look.
The Directorate of Education Standards has completed inspection of 1,554 secondary schools using the improved secondary inspection methodology. Key findings reveal that attendance for teachers and learners is at 50%, quality of teaching and learner achievement at 34%, the safety of learners at 42%, school leadership and governance at only 40% and below in all regions. However, on a positive note, behavior of learners is averagely rated good at 70% of the schools inspected in all regions. The First Lady and Minister for Education, General Museveni, says every stakeholder must ensure that learners achieve the desired outcome of quality education.
It's amazing that inspectors used to come and inspect things around the school, but never went into classrooms. And I'm sure many of you remember, because I do remember when I was a child in school, inspectors used to come and get into the classroom and take a seat at the back of the class. They would attend the whole lesson. They would observe how the teacher is teaching. They would observe whether learning is really taking place, whether the children are attentive in class, whether they are following what is happening, and they would, in the meantime, be noting down in their books.
The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education, Alex Kakoza, says the new inspection methodology will achieve its target with the support from parents, school management and the local leadership.
Inspection is a shared responsibility.
The Directorate of Education Standards, Dr. Kedris Turiagenda, says a team of inspectors will work under a decentralized system with the local government, associate assessors and a lead inspector where the need arises.
It's a model that we have tested out, and a few districts which picked it up seriously are making progress in ensuring that schools are now, the teachers are there.
The improved secondary inspection methodology is a homegrown approach funded by a DFID with support from the ARC Education Partnership Group, a UK-based independent consultancy. Remija Simbonye, UBC News.
In more news, the United Nations Population Fund Regional Director Dr. Julita Onabanjo has completed her visit to the humanitarian setting of Palabek in Lamore District. She lauded efforts directed towards family planning, especially through the new initiative of Sayana Press Self-Injection. Let's take a look.
As Uganda continues to play home to many refugees, especially those from South Sudan, various efforts are being taken to control population growth in the humanitarian settings. Almost all of these efforts are engineered by the United Nations Population Fund, whose regional director, Dr. Julita Onabanjo, has visited to follow progress. Palabek Ojiri Health Center 3 was her first stop. The facility has just been transformed from grass-thatched to permanent structure and caters for both refugees and the host community. The major problems here are teenage and other related unwanted pregnancies that can only be addressed through effective contraceptives that United Nations Population Fund is advocating for.
In humanitarian settings, UNFPA has really worked with a number of partners to ensure that the sexual and reproductive health needs, particularly of women, many times difficult situations, are addressed. And in this particular setting that we have here, where we have refugees coming in from South Sudan, they have been able to work with partners like PATH to ensure a wide range of contraceptive options. But it's not even just that, it's how does one even create a demand? Because this is a community that has not usually practiced family planning. So the first step is to understand and to educate them and sensitize them of why it's important to practice and to plan their families. And that work has been done very well. And then to introduce them to a whole range of options that exist. And some women will choose different options, but how they also negotiate that with their partners as well and keep using a method. And it's been excellent work we've done here and I've seen here.
The latest family planning method that's being emphasized is Cyanapres, which is a direct injection that seems to be welcome amongst the community.
Cyanapres is a new prepackaging of the method, which contains the drug and the needle are contained in one. So the person is able to have everything he needs. Even the health workers will find they don't have syringes, but they have the drug. They have syringes, they don't have the drug. So this solved that problem of supplies, storage, and so forth. Nonetheless, the cost is the same. So it's the drug. We teach them how to use it. They shake. We give them all the supplies they need, and they're able to use it. They inject themselves. They activate, and the drug comes out.
Palabek humanitarian setting is home to more than 50,000 refugees and faces challenges like culture and myths while spreading the message of family planning and its benefits. No one better explains this but a 22-year-old Sudanese refugee, Dominic Victor, who has 6 children from 3 wives but wants 22 because he paid many heads of cattle as a bride price. He also adds that the only way they can save their nation from strife is through many children to defend the land.
No losses when me go down. Young men no losses when. You come down no right.
He said these implants, when a woman go for it, or sometimes the implant disappeared in the body. So when it disappeared, so it means he will get losses because the woman will not pay his cows back.
The United Nations Population Fund Regional Director Dr. Julita now advises sensitization to the public, especially men, from whom in the past male role models in support of the family planning project have been groomed.
For family planning, one of the most important resistance comes from the community themselves. So apart from them not understanding the role and the benefits of family planning, and that's an individual choice, sometimes the community also dictates. The male communities, and one of the things that I've seen here that's been very impressive is what they call male role models, who've actually been the men that go out and talk to their other men to say, look, plan your family so that each child has the potential to grow and to be well. And that's, I think, a model that's also very useful. But it's also important to work within the culture of the community. And very much in this community, the clan society and the clan structure is very key. And so how we work with traditional clan leaders to let them also understand, to sensitize them about the benefits of family planning will be also very important.
Sensitization and education have indeed provided examples amongst the refugees that have adopted family planning methods to their benefit.
So we decided to have a few children because we have less capacity to manage them. But I think when we have few, we could manage them well. Right now, as I speak, my colleagues have more than 15, but me, I have only 3. And I'm keeping them very well. I'm managing to pay their school fees very well. They're even healthy. Even me, I'm very happy with my husband. Yeah, because we are living a happy life.
In areas like Padibe, cases of gender-based violence arising from female involvement have been registered in the past, but various interventions by health officials and UNFPA have increased family planning uptake by percentages that rise daily. The United Nations Population Fund Regional Director Dr. Julita Onabanjo credits governments for the commitments towards family planning improvement during the recently concluded International Conference on Population and Development in Kenya. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
And that takes us for a short break. News Tonight returns later after these messages.
Hello, Uganda! We introduce to you the first and ever My Right to Play Christmas Kids Festival 2019. Let the kids feel the Christmas Eve on the 21st of December at the Legends Sports Ground in Lugogo. Entrance is 10,000 shillings only and parents free. Bring your child and have an opportunity to play, sing, dance and discover their talents. Mujje tuyingira amazaalibwa nga abato basanyusa bato bannaabwe. Muleete abaana bammwe banyumirwe, banywe, bazanye. Kino kigenda kubeera kijjabe. Proudly sponsored by Legends Sports Ground, UBC TV, Star TV, U24 TV, Star FM, Magic 100 FM, UBC Butebo, Marketing, UMC Victoria Hospital, and Ideas Workshop. Bw'oba oyagala omwana okuyimba kuba ku ssimu eno.
Primary school jangu wekwata ekifo kyo amangu ddala mwana otundira byamaguzi ebyo ate ono omugatteko gw'ekibuga Kampala ng'ennaku z'omwezi 19 Desemba okutuusa nga 23 Desemba guwagiddwa UBC TV, Pepsi Cola n'abanguka mbyefuna ku Star TV emunyenye y'eggwanga.
Welcome back. You're still watching the news tonight here on UBC TV. Now, in other news, the Minister of State for Northern Uganda Rehabilitation, Honorable Grace Kuyuchin, has appealed to the youth to engage in economic responsive activities as a way of getting out of poverty. Kuyuchin made these remarks in Lira and Gulu district while implementing the presidential pledge for Northern Uganda Recovery Micro Project grant under the office of the Prime Minister. Details follow.
Office of the Prime Minister has delivered 145 million shillings to 34 organized groups in Lango and Acholi sub-region to boost their projects. Micro Support Project is under the Post-War Recovery and Presidential Pledge Program implemented by Office of the Prime Minister. The objective of the program includes initiating and implementing special programs for the troubled and disadvantaged areas in northern Uganda.
I wish to note that government has implemented a number of livelihood programs and projects, including NUSAF, including Youth Livelihood Projects, including Women Entrepreneurship Program, Operation Wealth Creation, DINU, Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, Restocking, and now micro projects.
Microfinance Project is among the livelihood programs and projects that include Northern Uganda Social Action Fund. Minister Queen Chunyi cautioned the beneficiaries against misuse of the funds and promised to continue monitoring their progress through Office of the Prime Minister.
Beneficiaries have, in some cases, abused government programs and projects, making them fail to achieve their intended objectives. All the parties to the micro-project support should adhere to their roles and obligations and objectives for the group. The Office of the Prime Minister will continue to monitor the implementation of the micro-projects, and those found to have misused the money will be required to refund.
Gulu, woman member of parliament and leader of opposition Betty Ochana, conveyed her satisfaction towards government's commitment to reduce poverty.
To sensitize the women so that they organize themselves into those smaller groups. Now it's 5, right? Don't 5, Coca 5, K7 is accepted. So they organize themselves, but you sensitize them and let them know that you know this is to go and support already something which you have already started. I tell people who come to my home, please do something. If I have to support you, I support you already with something which you are doing. All of you must be having some income-generating activity. If you don't have income-generating activity, and if government gives you what? It is not sustainable.
Statistics taken between 2016 and 2017 indicate that poverty levels in both Lango and Acholi sub-region have reduced by about 7%. Report compiled by Haruna Mtesasira.
Bukwa district in eastern Uganda is a beautiful green scenery. The district also boasts of abundant agricultural produce in a region where using roads after heavy rains is next to impossible. An oversight visit by the NRM Manifesto implementation team to monitor government's programs show that numerous progress has been registered in terms of development. Let's take a look.
The connection from Kapchora to Buko district in Uganda's eastern region is a bumpy and dusty stretch that also alternates with the muddy and slippery situation when it rains. The 80-kilometer stretch that links the eastern part of the country to Kenya has boosted residents' export potential of agricultural products. Government provided road equipment to Buko district, consisting of tractors that help to rehabilitate the road network in the region. However, a surprise visit by the State House Manifesto implementation team to Buko found the road equipment provided years back as clean and seemingly well kept, though their roads are in poor shape.
Like you have even reflected in that report, we received all the equipment and we've been doing quite work with it, but unfortunately, the rains have been heavy this time, and actually the rains just a week ago, that's when we are. So whatever we may not have accomplished, we're going to embark on it immediately.
Investigating further, we found out that Buko district lacked qualified engineers to help plan and man the tractors.
Yeah, the bit of the roads, I'm a bit disappointed. Government provided the road equipment, as you can see. It gives me a lot of dissatisfaction because a truck that has been working cannot have all those red paints on it. It means it's not working. That is evident. They need to have whip the staff because they have money now for the roads at the district, as you heard from the cow. They have money. They are saying it because it has been a rainy season. I did not buy that, but I hope they have taken our advice. Now that the dry season has set in, let them move forward and help the people with the roads.
The road from Kapchora district to Swam in Buko is being worked on by UNRWA, offering relief to those that transact through that particular route. Buko, despite being isolated as it is, boasts of a rich tourism capacity. The beautiful hills, forests and natural features provide great view. Rural electrification is on in some parts of Buko, and the use of solar system has greatly spread across the villages. In the education sector, there are 44 government-aided schools. though the area lacks technical institutions.
No, I think some mileage has been covered, especially in education. The schools, you see them around, the health center, the trees, as you have seen on the ground, we have come across them. Of course, we did not interview the staff, so we did not interview the citizens.
Micro-irrigation scheme set up by government has been beneficial in boosting agriculture in the region. This has helped the locals' adoption to modern methods of farming, growing maize, wheat, and barley. Ngabo Emon reporting for UBC TV.
The Uganda People's Defense Forces has started a countrywide registration of reserve force personnel, including the bid to build the UPDF reserve forces into a fully fledged service. Now, while launching the exercise at Silver Springs, Bugolobi, the UPDF CDF General David Mohozi said that it's everyone's responsibility to keep peace in the country and that there should be a good relationship between security agencies and the public.
Uganda People's Defense Forces has launched a countrywide registration exercise of reserve forces and veterans. The commander, Uganda People's Defense Forces, General David Mohozi, says there is need to bond the relationship between the public and the security agencies for the common goal of peace and stability in the country.
It has also been evolving. We came here in '86 with that crop from the bush. People are enlisted, young people, educated people. We started on the journey of professionalizing. Very good thing, but also it has a cost.
The regional mobilizing meeting was attended by RDC's regional police commanders and regional intelligence security, among others.
So it's up to us to ensure that these two are blended together. That's one challenge we face. And it's not an easy challenge. Attitude. Duty first. Sacrifice.
Lieutenant General Charles Otema, the Commander Reserve Forces, explains how this exercise will be conducted.
You need to go and target more of those caliber young volunteers who can give positive contribution as regards security of this country. We are launching this exercise so that everything gets to be clear. When I go to Nakawa region, I should be able to talk to number of personnel of private vendors in Nakawa division, and what project they are doing, we go and carry inspections.
During this launch, crime preventers claimed that they are being mistreated by police agencies.
The cooperation on ground with police, actually, I want to request or to suggest that from this meeting, Afande, you help us harmonize our relationship with the police.
Yes, you love Manchester United, but if you're a striker, play your role as a striker. If you're a goalkeeper, play your role as a goalkeeper. Don't mix the two roles. Don't become the DPC. Don't become a policeman. And the policeman, don't become a crime preventor. Each of you must play their role.
The documentation of reserve forces, including veterans in central Uganda, is set to begin anytime and targets men and women of 50 years and 60 years for senior officers. Amna Mamode Deborah, UBC.
Thank you, Deborah. Now, in other news, about 36 workers in Chibuku district risk being interdicted over high levels of absenteeism. The district health officer, Dr. Godfrey Buyinja, says that the absenteeism levels have caused poor service delivery to the residents as the only few staff end up serving many patients. This surfaced as one of the challenges affecting service delivery in the district during a manifesto implementation unit monitoring process in Bukedi sub-region. Let's take a look.
This is the kind of congestion at one of the health centers in Chibuku district. It's one of the challenges posed by staff absenteeism threatening service delivery.
Financial 2018-2019, we summoned close to 36 staff. Some of them, we have forwarded them to the District Service Commission for disciplinary measures. Others we have given them second warning. Others we have given them first warning. And we hope that when these ones are disciplined shortly, we shall be able to correct the absenteeism.
Issues of absenteeism in service is noted in some local governments, and we have put it to the chief technical officers, who are the cows, to improve on the level of supervision, and they have all the powers to take action on these officers who are absent on duty.
While interfacing with Manifesto Implementation Unit from Office of the President, the District Health Officer says if such indiscipline acts continue, the staff will face interdiction.
One, if the person has not shown to change, is going to interdict, and then two, is going to stop the salaries immediately, so that there is proof that the person has reformed, and we shall only reinstate after you're seeing evidence that the person has moved away from absenteeism.
This is despite efforts by government to establish health centers in every sub-county and parishes across the country, including Chibuku, where constructions are underway.
On the health sector, across the sub-region of Bukedi, you realize that government has 3 commitments in the health sub-sector. And that is 1, to have a district hospital. Number 2, to have health center 4s per constituency, and number 3, having health center 3s per sub-county. You will agree with me that during the movements, averagely, other than the issue of the new created administrative units within these districts, the percentage performance in the health sector across was beyond 60%.
However, according to the district officials, other sectors like education, security and electricity are on the track.
For instance, there's one thing that I wanted to put clearly, and also to thank His Excellency, rather the team, that in 2009, there was a pledge, a promise, which the President promised the team of Kiboko to extend power to Morocco Chomo and Kajoko, which he has done. But there was that pledge where he promised to compensate people who had contributed money for the line, for the extension of Sala, Kirika. People still come to my office.
For UBC TV News, I am Philip Aguta in Chibuku.
And now with controversy, Brian White has been arrested and taken to Chireka Criminal Investigations Unit for interrogation on allegations of unpaid debts after obtaining cars from different people. Chidumira spent most of the day at Chibuli CIID answering queries related to unpaid debts. One of the complainants is Mr. Mike Mukula, who demands 600 million from Brian White after taking his car over a year ago.
Which was made to the CID with a view of recovering our vehicle, my vehicle. It was taken almost one year and 3 months back, and it has not been paid for. It was a brand new car, UBB 320Z. That car has been had less than 1,500 kilometers. And we have had a problem now in recovery because in an attempt, I didn't even know I was out of the country, and it's not my business to sell cars. But one of the brokers, a friend of mine, was the one who took the vehicle to him. And in the process, when he gave the vehicle to Brian White, Mr. Kirumira, he has to date not paid. And the problem also is that he switched off his telephone. He doesn't answer his WhatsApp. The money outstanding is a lot of money. And there are many people who have raised complaints to the police headquarters. Some he has taken 3 vehicles, some 4 vehicles, and so on and so forth, including money. Obviously, this is not in keeping with the norms of this country. Nobody is above the law. Society needs to find ways and means of taming such characters who want to live above the law. Nobody is untouchable because he's trying to show the image of being untouchable. This is wrong. And that's why we think that the police are doing the correct thing.
Naye ngenda kubuuza ekintu kiri kimu. Waliwo omuntu alina asobola okukwata emmotoka nga 4 oba 5 aziwa omuntu ku bwerere. Bwene tukozese nga kiki kye nabagamba ku tents kubanga nze ndi citizen amanyikiddwa buli wamu nga siina kusibwa nti oba nti nsibwe mu bintu ebitategeerekeka nga bino. Kigera bulungi nze ndeese oŋŋamba emmotoka simanya teziriiko ki mbikulaze. Kigera buli bw'oba okyalina investigations, let me go home, but why detention? Kigera bulungi.
Events in the city right there. Now, in other news, residents and local leaders of Mohoro Town Council in Kagadi District have petitioned Uganda Wildlife Authority through their area member of parliament, Barnabas Tinkasimire, to intervene following a lambing of stray chimpanzees that have killed over 20 children and at least injured 50 people in the last 5 years. Now, the member of parliament, Buyaga West, says that the forest that harbors over 100 chimpanzees that often stray into communities and attack people belongs to an individual's forest. He wants Uganda Wildlife Authority to order the owner of the land to keep away the animals.
Fortunately, that land belongs to an individual. We had agreed with UWA that they actually purchase that land from him and make sure we plant more fruits in that place.
I'm called Nyamahonge Uleri Yabaguma. I'm a lady councillor in 2 wards, Karuswiga and Kapiemi wards. The major problem we have in Karuswiga and Mohoro Town Council at large is chimpanzees. The chimps are killing our people, and it have so far killed 20 people and many others, like 50 people, injured. This is my request. I'm requesting the government to help us and gazette or to reallocate the place where the chimpanzees are in order to prevent the problem.
Person LOC1, Igulika, Mohoro Town Council, Kagadi District. Tuine ekizibu muwadi yaitu ya Karuswiga ebikuya gorillas. Ebikuya bitalibanize n'abataka LOC ziri 8 ezikwasibweho. Igulika, LOC1, Karuswiga Central, Karuswiga East, Karuswiga West, Bugamu, Kijojo, Tekao Kahioro B, Kahioro A.
On a lighter note, Luzira SS, St. Chizito Bugolobi and Bishop Cyprian Chihanjire Senior Secondary Schools held their Intersports Gala marking 16 days of activism to enable girls stay at school. However, during the event, students narrated what they go through to stay at school. We'll take a look.
Those are some of the voices of the students from Luzira SS, St. Chizito Bugolobi and St. Cyprian Chihanjire narrating the causes of gender-based violence in the country.
We should come out with another strategy. Women are a very powerful sex, but people just don't get it. Women can do a lot that men cannot do. So I said
they will make good things in future. They move out from the girls, saying that for them they are all for marriage, and they leave our mothers instead of nurturing them. Instead of
we advise the men, most especially the boys who always violate ladies' rights. So you have to try to advise them. They have to avoid, because all of us have equal rights.
Every from 25th of November to 10th December, the Human Rights Day, Uganda joins the rest of the world to mark the 16 days of activism, which is aimed at promoting females' rights. During the 16 days of activism, individuals and organizations such as the Monitoring and Empowerment Program for Young Women sensitize communities about gender-based violence, as the head of programs at MEFRA, Immaculate Mukasa, narrates.
Accessing justice is a long process. This leaves the victim victimized more because she knows that her rights have, the community around or the legal system has not helped her to realize her right to protection and also accessing justice. For example, sometimes when the cases are reported to police, they take long, and we've also had cases of bribery. Sometimes, most of the time, that as the justice system is going on, the victim is not.
Hello, Uganda! We introduce to you the first and ever My Right to Play Christmas Kids Festival 2019. Let the kids feel the Christmas Eve on the 21st of December at the Legend Sports Ground in Lugogo. Entrance is 10,000 shillings only and parents free. Bring your child and have an opportunity to play, sing, dance and discover their talents. Mujje tuyingira amazaalibwa ng'abato basanyusa bato bannaabwe. Muleete abaana bammwe banyumirwe, banywe, bazanye. Kino kigenda kubeera kijjobe. Proudly sponsored by Legends Sports Ground, UBC TV, Star TV, U24 TV, Star FM, Magic 100 FM, UBC Butebo, Marketing, UMC Victoria Hospital, and Ideas Workshop. Bw'oba oyagala omwana w'okuyimba kuba ku ssimu eno.
Welcome back. You're still watching News Tonight here on UBC TV. Now in business, the distribution of agriculture inputs has registered an increase in production in the grain sector, livestock and poultry. The exercise conducted under NADS has led to the establishment of community grain stores, supply of insemination kits, among others. Now as Ivan Kao reports, NADS boasts of 3.8% growth of the agricultural sector annually despite low funding. We'll take a look.
The tomorrows that you have chasing what doesn't matter. To both believe that we're headed in the right direction.
It turns out that I just got a few days with my son. To hold him was amazing.
Young lady, you do understand that stealing is a sin.
Says who?
For treating me in such a fair and Christian manner.
The name of our teams or of our schools, but because of the name above all names. Jesus.
Suzanne Waters, I'm the mother-in-law of the woman you helped. I believe that God wants me to be here.
You don't have to bother us. The good book says, without a vision, the people perish. I say, go give it to them.
Don't just follow your heart. You gotta lead your heart.
God still answers prayers. God still performs miracles. Heaven is real. Saturdays will never be the same again.
You should come, you guys. I told you that thing is so fun.
Yes, indeed. We've been rocking your world for 10 solid years on Horizon Vibe. It's the funkiest, freshest music show in the land. And now with the live studio audience, get up close and personal with your stars. We drop the hottest video premieres and the illest video mixes.
Pop, pop, it's showtime. Showtime. Guess who's back again?
Welcome back to the news tonight,
Is
and we
that
do
a note?
apologize for the technical glitch. Now, in other news, still in business, a regional meeting in Kampala to discuss the strategic development of inland water transport on Lake Victoria has concluded with the signing of a joint communique. The agreement by countries that shared Lake Victoria resource is geared at fostering achievement of an integrated water transport program. Dennis Igwa with the report.
In about 4 decades, the East African region has experienced a significant reduction in the usage of water transport on Lake Victoria. The decline is perturbing, considering the immense social and economic benefits of water transport in comparison to other modes such as rail and road.
Back in the 70s, Lake Victoria, much of the traffic on cargo was going through Lake Victoria to reach the countries that are not that are land-linked, that are landlocked, as others call them. It was about 40%. As we talk now, it is only 3%.
In the last 2 days, a high-level meeting with an objective of enhancing water transport, especially on Lake Victoria, has been taking place in Kampala. In attendance are ministers, permanent secretaries, diplomats, development partners, and private sector players from across the region.
The construction of ships at Lake Victoria in Mwanza region and the Lake Tanganyika in Kigoma region is going on well, where at Lake Victoria a ship with the capacity of carrying 1,200 passengers and 400 tons of cargo and the 20 cars is being constructed.
There is no doubt that if we work on this, it's going to very significantly transform the way we are conducting business today. Water transport, like has been said, is the cheapest. So why are we neglecting it?
The overall strategy of the joint ministerial meeting is to develop an integrated transport system around Lake Victoria to reduce the time and cost of shipping across the region while improving navigation safety.
The safety on transport on Lake Victoria. As we are talking now, there are many accidents, like you've been asking, that are going on, but one of the strategies will be how do we improve on the safety and security.
At the conclusion of the meeting, a joint communique by Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania and Kenya was signed.
This has been quite a big milestone, showing that people are committed to achieve common goals for mutual interest.
The agreement is set to provide a strategic direction in fostering the implementation of the Lake Victoria Integrated Transport Program. Harmonization of legal instruments, identifying port infrastructure gaps, safety aid navigation requirements and financing are cited among key strategic interventions that will be key in increasing the utilization of water transport on the region's largest water body, Lake Victoria. Dennis Igwa for UBC News in Kampala.
Primary school jangu wekwata ekifo kyo amangu ddala mw'onootunira ebyamaguzi ebyo ate ono omugatteko gw'ekibuga Kampala ng'ennaku z'omwezi 19 Desemba okutuusa nga 23 Desemba guwagiddwa UBC TV, Pepsi Cola n'abanguka mu byefuna ku Star TV emunyenye y'eggwanga.
You're still watching UBC News Tonight. Now in the world of sports, as Uganda Premier League enters its final bend after the first round, various teams are in action this Saturday and are looking to enter the half season on a high. Uganda Revenue Authority is one of those that look to impress when they face Express FC to improve from their 13th position. Uganda Revenue Authority head coach Sam Simbwa says that they are ready for the challenge despite missing a few key players. Details follow.
Express and KCC, though we are all in Premier League, but they are totally different. KCC is one of those who are vying to take the trophy, and Express also is still struggling to see that they remain in the league. So it's going to be even tougher than what we expected. Saidi Ikeune and Cromwell, they were injured last game when they played against.
In more news, Uganda Christian University Canons has secured a finals berth after outclassing Betway Power by 3-1 in their best-of-5 semi-final series. In the decider game played at the MTN Arena Lugogo, Betway Power went into the fourth and final quarter leading by 47-40, but lost their way against a more youthful and organized side that triumphed 73-69. Fadil Chuma with 19 points led the way for Uganda Christian University that also had Titus Luau and David Kongor in double figures. In the final, in which Uganda Christian University returns to the first time since 2015, they will face either 6-time champions City Oilers or Warriors. City Oilers and Warriors contest Game 4 later today with a series bossed by City Oilers that leads by 2-1. In the ladies category, Kampala Capital City Authority must win against Uganda Christian University Lady Cannons that also leads the series by 2-1. Reigning ladies champions JKL Lady Dolphins await the winner in the final. Well, it's been a beautiful bulletin. Thank you for keeping it with us. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, and on sign language we had Elizabeth Nakakoni. From the team and us, it's good night.
Don't waste the tomorrows that you have chasing what doesn't matter.
To both believe that we're headed in the right direction.
It turns out that I just got a few days with my son. To hold him was amazing.
Young lady, you do understand that stealing is a sin.
Says who?
For treating me in such a fair and Christian manner.
The name of our teams or of our schools, but because of the name above all names. Jesus.
Suzanne Waters, I'm the mother-in-law of the woman you helped. I believe that God wants me to be here.
You don't have to bother us. The good book says, without a vision, the people perish. I say, go give it to them.
Don't just follow your heart. You gotta lead your heart.
God still answers prayers. God still performs miracles. Heaven is real.
Saturdays will never be the same again.
You should come, you guys. I told you that thing is so fun.
Yes, indeed. We've been rocking your world for 10 solid years on Horizon Vibe. It's the funkiest, freshest music show in the land. And now with the live studio audience, get up close and personal with your stars. You drop the hottest video premieres and the illest video mixes.
Pop, it's showtime. Guess who's back again?
And that's not all. Your proggy giveaways.
African Yayo.
Oh, just
and a lot more.
This is the best show I've ever had, I swear, in Uganda. Big up Horizon Vibe. UBC, we never saw this coming, but it's fire.
There is no vibe like
Live from the UBC Auditorium is Horizon Vibe with Kofi, the entertainer.
Are you all
made up with nowhere to go, join me, Mary, as I take you through Uganda's happening scene. Catch the latest events in and around Kampala. One-on-one interviews with people that matter on the entertainment scene.
This is your girl, Aline.
This is Dr. Camille representing the Power Flavor
Magazine.
Lifestyle and a lot more. Watch Power Flavor Magazine every Saturday at noon and Wednesday at 11 a.m. Don't miss your show.
Wedding traditions and customs vary greatly between cultures, countries, and social classes. On Platinum, we bring you a glimpse of bridal fashion for both men and women, hairstyles, makeup, and shoes, where you can pick a leaf for your occasion. The magnificent Platinum decor. The Platinum cake. The unforgettable moments at our traditional ceremonies. That ride is where we tie our knots. And the party begins.
Well, dear friends of UBC, welcome to our program once again. We are climbing Mount Sinai, the impossible. What's impossible in your life, God can make it possible. If you unite our faith with ours, you see the great things of God. Watch now what God did in the life of this person. I'll come back to you with a prayer.
At the Universal Church of the Kingdom of God.
My name is Sarah. Before coming to the church, my life was not okay. I was not a happy person because of my family. Because my mother and my father, they got separated, and we were left alone as children, and we suffered a lot because of the separation of our parents. We're not welcomed at all in any family, neighborhood, and we're rejected always. So this affected us so much as children, and we suffered a lot. I personally, as Sarah, I suffered with depression, loneliness. I was so much isolated because I decided to isolate myself because I didn't have friends around me. I didn't have someone around me to give me comfort that I needed as a child. So this affected me to the extent that I started drinking alcohol at a young age. And because of that, I also got involved with different kind of groups, friends that led me to drinking so much, night clubbing. I got involved with different kind of men. So my life became horrible. I suffered a lot. I didn't have peace. I didn't have life. I didn't have hope for my life. But when I came to the church, I was given hope that my life can change. I was taught how to make chains of prayers for my deliverance. I was taught how to make chains of prayers even for my family, Today my life has changed because I was able to overcome the addictions that I was in, the bad dreams that I was tormented on, and also I was able to leave the companies that I had before. I'm a new person. I have peace inside of me. I have love inside of me. I've forgiven my father because I had so much hatred towards him, and today I have a happy life, peaceful. I have the Holy Spirit inside of me. I'm a servant of God. Today I thank God and glorify the name of God for that.
The prayers are necessary for your life to move forward. Have a glass of water. Let us talk to God.
Join us for a moment of prayer.
My Lord and my Father, in the name of your Son Jesus, we have people, my Lord, right now praying with us. They have been troubled by some problems at home, problems in the family, problems in their love life, difficulties here and there. My God, there are people, my Lord Jesus, in suffering for so long that they don't know what to do anymore. Father, bless this water. Take away the suffering, the pain, the troubles, the sickness, the disease, the impossibilities. And may your name be glorified. Bless this water in Jesus' name. Amen. Let us drink from the water. Before we go, I would like to read with you. So the Lord said to him, "What is that in your hand?" He said, "A rod." You have in your hand the rod, your faith. And he said, "Cast it in the ground." So they cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent. God can do great things. He can make your faith to work. He can make your life to change. He can make your ways to be open. Just believe. May God bless you. See you next time. Bye-bye.
It's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet to go over everything. They say that time's supposed to heal you, but I ain't done much healing. Hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be when we were younger and free. I've forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet. There's such a difference between us and a million miles. Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call, you never seem to be home. Hello from the outside. At least I can say that I tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart. But it don't matter, it clearly doesn't tear you apart anymore. Hello, how are you? It's so typical of me to talk about myself. I'm sorry. I hope that you're well. Did you ever make